Hello, Facebook family and friends, and to my sisters and brothers at CCAF who are participating in our January consecration. I want to do a quick recipe for you. It's going to be really quick because I've attempted several times and something has gone wrong, don't know why. But later on, I'm going to give you a video. I'm trying to keep this one shorter because this is probably like my third try. I get up to about 90% and then there's such a faux pas that it's awful. But I'm making for you right now quinoa bread. Quinoa, while this is backwards, if I flip the camera you wouldn't see me. But it's quinoa, Quinoa. It's a grain, it has a great deal of protein, and it binds really well. Quinoa beet bread, and what I have put into this container that I'm hoping will cooperate again is beets. I tried, Brian tried to get, my husband tried to get me beets at the grocery store, fresh ones today that I could have roasted and used. But he said they looked like they were withered away and wrinkled. I did find some at one of the Giant Eagles here in Kingsdale, so they had some. And then I want you to know that the quinoa has soaked. This is soaked for several hours now. As opposed to cooking it, they just say soak it, so I did it. I'm gonna do some investigation and find out why they don't want you just to cook it and drain it. But it is drained after it's soaked 3 to 4 hours or overnight. What's in here had soaked overnight. Along with that, so we've got 1 cup of quinoa, we've got 1 cup of water, we've got 1 cup of beets. So even though this is drained, a cup of water still goes in here. This is bouillon, and it's the pasty kind. They make this in so many flavors, beef, chicken. This one's vegetable. So I use this one to flavor this bread. You could put an onion in here, a small onion. You probably could, but I didn't. I left it pretty basic. Little bit of salt. So we've got the 1 cup of quinoa, 1 cup of beets, 1 cup of water, and a little bit of that flavoring. And then what we do is I put it in the bullet because I don't think the blender grounded it so that it was completely combined. So I use this bullet. Not everybody has one, but I think any power machine or juicer would do the same thing. So I'm going to show you what it sounds like. I'm going to get my pan heating here. Now, it needs to be a non-stick pan. My failed attempts earlier today were pans that were supposed to be non-stick, but over the years, the scratches and things in the bases of the pan turns it non-stick. So this one worked out okay. So I'm going to grind this a little bit more. Forgive the noise. The pan is warming up. While the pan is warming up, because actually my mixture is already mixed, I'm going to put into my sandwich that's going to be folded over a bit like a taco. They're very pliable pieces of bread and very tasty, but I like the taste of beets. Not everybody does. Perhaps you could substitute a cooked sweet potato or something else. I don't know. But the falafel is chickpeas that I'm going to, or I have already baked. This is, a falafel is a chickpea-based little meatball. It's been seasoned, highly seasoned, and sometimes pretty garlicky, but it's Mediterranean food. Those are gonna go in my bend over. I've got here some cilantro. I was gonna buy some green onions, but they were $2.99 for a bunch. I've never heard of such a price, even though they were organic. My falafel, the ones that I found at Giant Eagle, are T-A''AMTI, so Tomti. It's a Mediterranean item, like I said before. Okay, so enough of that. I'm going to give you a list of things that will help if you want to follow along with me. Later on, I'll do a video and tell you what I plan to make, and they're varied. So I'm going to try to certify that this mixture comes out of the pan. So I'm getting just a little bit of coconut oil. You can use coconut oil or olive oil, any kind of plant-based oil. And we're not trying to fry the food. We're just simply trying to get it to release. Just a little bit more of a mixture because it may separate. find this time that when I pour it in here and try to release it, it will come out. What I love about eating, what I love about food are the varied colors that God has created. You've got red apples, red tomatoes, you've got green, you've got yellow squash, corn. Things are so beautiful. This is such a pretty batter. I don't know if you can see it good, but I'm going to attempt to pour a bit in here and spread it around a bit so that it can cook quickly and so that I can get it to release from the pan. So I'm putting enough in there to make a nice size piece of bread. I'm moving it around a little bit, so I think the thinner, the better the chance that it will cook through and I can flip it. Keep your fingers crossed. My eyes are crossed. So we hope that this will release. Things that I'll be making for you a little later on in the week. And this is enough food. I'm thinking, for instance, I've made several of these already in case you want to see that they do cook. These do cook. They're beautiful. They're very pliable. I can make a sandwich with my falafel on top. I could use some of the crab legs that I got, which are not crab. They're actually pollock, but they're crab seasoned. But some of the things I'm going to make for you this week will be like the quinoa bread, crab sushi, rice bowls. You need to have some good rice on hand, some things to make it crispy on top. I have wasabi mayo in the refrigerator. I'm going to be making some lentils. So lentils are wonderful. They cook really quickly. They're good for soup. And as opposed to putting sauteed and it became a compote. A woman did on television. She did, what's that red stalk that comes out of the ground that's very, very much like celery, but it's sweet. But anyway, if we don't do that, I bought cranberries because they're tart also, and you need to cook them just like you're doing a compote. And it's rhubarb. She cut up pieces of rhubarb and sauteed it in water for a while. I won't say sauteed, but she cooked it in water, add a little bit of sweetener, and she put it on top of her lentils. And it just looked wonderful to me because it's kind of the yin and yang. But I'm going to make the rice bowls for you, the lentil soup, and the cranberries. Pasta with falafel as meatballs. So we don't have meat. We're going to be doing some roasted honey bear squash. These are so wonderful. You wash them off really good. You can put them in the oven whole, and then when they get nice and pliable and soft, then you can take them and cut them open and add things to them. I intend to put like a cabbage salad on top with some apples and some roasted pecans for some crunch. That'll be good. Here's some puffed black rice. That will be good on the sushi. Now, if I'm lucky, this is ready to lift out of the pan. It looks like it's turned that wonderful wine color. And guess what? It is sliding, and so I will do what I have become pretty proficient at. And I flipped it over. There is your wonderful pliable bread. It is delicious. As I said, it's pliable. You see it's moving around. And I can take this out. Let me get another plate. I hate stepping away like this, but I'm not professional. If I were, trust me, I'd be a whole lot better. But I'm going to move this around a lot so that it releases really nicely. It's probably going to be too hot to handle for a moment, but I promise you, I ate some of this earlier. I do like beets. If you don't like beets, you may not like it. But I'm going to put it out onto my plate so that you can see it. Put my pan there. Turn the fire off. And this is my bread. Now, I can lift this. As I said, it's very pliable. I can just put some, no, why don't I do it? Why don't I do that? Let's see here. I'm that there, I'm going to show you how good this can look. This is some of my quinoa. This is the general, when I say general, this is your regular quinoa. As I said, now Brian's going to come down. He's got some fish that he's going to be cooking tonight. This is some hummus that I'm spreading onto my piece of bread. I am going to get a little bit of cilantro, rinse it off, pat it dry. It's making my mouth water already. I could add in some tomato, but I think that's going to be too full that way. But I'm going to put my falafel on. And fold it over in just a moment. I don't have any onion already sauteed, but what I do buy quite a bit are fried onions. Asian stores and international stores have these. These are simply onions. Yeah, it says fried onions, but we're not eating fried foods, but it's just a little bit, just for flavoring. And I can bend this up. It's a little bit hot. And it's too hot to really bend up and eat. I probably should have done one of the other ones. But you see the way it folds over that way. I'm going to eat this, make myself maybe one more. This is just absolutely delicious. I've had one earlier today. Let me show you that. I'm going to tear myself a piece off. See, I would be able to use this one because it's cold. Very good. Tastes like beets. Tastes like a whole grain. I didn't have the bouillon. I just used salt, a little bit of sweetener. It's excellent. Gotta try it. Bye, everybody.